So yeah, we talked about it a little bit last time. You had asked me what my way to make first $1,000 was. I said flipping furniture right now. I just feel like getting new furniture, like you said, it takes 4 to 6 months to order a piece.
Yeah, man.
And it's hellish expensive. Like every time I go to the furniture store, I'm like, all right, I'm buying the few pieces that I need. And then I walk in and I'm like, I'm not buying anything. Like this place is insane. Last time I left Struck Tube with a little plastic rhino, it was like $8. And I was like, all right, I actually made a
purchase.
Yeah. It was nice. It looks like it's made out of marble, but it's made of plastic. Okay. And I was like, $8. All right, that's in my wheelhouse. I got this. I'm taking this. Everything else I looked at, I was like, $1,400 for this tiny little chair and a desk. I was like, no chance. So
unless you want to sponsor a Struck Tube, in which case, excellent value for your furniture.
Yeah. With that being said, how would you make your first $1,000?
Like I said before, man, I'd raid my closet. I know this sounds so dumb.
Without raiding the closet. If you don't, not everyone's got a ton of stuff, let's say, in their closet.
Everyone does. Like I don't believe that, first of all.
Okay, what kind of work would you do? What would you do for a work job? Like a service? What service could you provide?
Man, I'm a big believer. I would do the delivery service, like you mentioned, because
like Uber
I can
Eats.
sleep later, and if I can make money between 9 and 12 o'clock at night, like a couple days a week, I would crush that. When I was over in England, I actually volunteered for experiments. When I was doing my master's over there, I was so dead broke, and the exchange rate was terrible that I volunteered for sociology experiments.
No way.
Yeah, and
I
would look into everything. I looked into donating my hair. I had long hair at the time. This is like the hustle, man. Like if you need money, man, you find a way to get it. But
if you're an Uber Eats driver, would you steal food from the delivery?
No, come on, man.
Do you think people do that?
I don't think so now because they staple those things so tight.
They do staple.
Man, it used to come just like a little roll in the top. Now there's like 4 staples in it. You can barely throw it in the green bin because there's so much metal in those things. But I think that's probably what I would do because 1, I like me some alone time. 2, it's minimal interaction with the public, which is, it's kind of the same thing, but I deal with people all day. Mm-hmm. So having something that I don't have to deal with people, you could be listening to Audible books and podcasts the whole time you're doing it. And it's low amount of hours and hours that you can control. So I would 100% be into that. But I do think that upcycling and adding value to existing stuff is going to be valuable.
Even more so valuable, I think, so the next thing would be if you don't have a car, because Uber or delivery, you don't need a car. I had a guy deliver on a bicycle the other day, which I was like,
that's amazing.
Mad respect, because Halifax is hilly.
Yeah, we're not a good biking city.
I was like, this guy's an animal. And it was fast. I think he was coming downhill though. I'm at the bottom of the hill, so going to get the next delivery is going to suck. But the other item I think that we're kind of forgetting, and I find a lot of people don't talk about it, but is like online based things, whether it be like bookkeeping, phone answering, consulting, and you go, I'm not really a consultant. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be that you're an expert in something super crazy. You can offer some feedback on something that people are doing. Like sometimes they're just looking for feedback on standardized websites and things like that.
Yeah.
And they pay really well. And the online, like the phone answering, I know that can pay decently well. It's an easy thing to do. And then also bookkeeping can also be another one that you can do now remotely work, because a lot of people have apps that can scan in and you just need to connect.
Yeah, there's a lot of
options.
A lot of app home-based stuff you can do. A bunch of my buddies back in the day used to do side jobs working for a company that tabulated sports results and statistics and things like that. And the beauty is, you could just be watching sports and making money while doing this on the side. Yeah. So I genuinely feel like there are opportunities out there if you're willing to put in those extra hours. And I know it sucks, but this is the reality of what it takes in this market.
If you have an interest, yeah, exactly. If you have an interest of putting together a bit of cash and making your first investment, whether it be in real estate or in stocks or in crypto, I think that's a good way of doing it. Is through, and online's nice now. Honestly, if you're not comfortable with all the COVID stuff, you don't necessarily have a vehicle, or you don't want to be driving around putting 1 million kilometers on your car to drop off McNuggets, like there is quite a few options. And you might also find, this was a really interesting one that I found, one of my clients did is so COVID hit, they got laid off from their position. They had a very strong interest in astronomy and taking photos of the stars. But they by no means were like a professional. Mm-hmm. They were just a hobby of theirs, but they loved it. And so she continued to take photos during that time and post them online, and people would give her some response like, oh, these are super cool photos or whatever. She then recorded like videos on how she made those go ahead and ran a Facebook ad and was able to promote it enough that she actually got people to sign up to chat with her and learn on how to do that. And so I think even if you think like what your hobby is, I'm sure within that specific, like whatever your interest is, there is probably a niche little market of something that you can monetize to whether you create coaching courses or even if you sell your product. Now there's so much demand. Like you might not think there's anybody that wants whatever you're doing, but like you're marketing to 1 billion people all around the world.
Yeah.
There is somebody that is probably interested on some level.
And the smaller the community,
stuff.
the more loyal they'll be and the more of a niche market you can have, right?
Yeah.
Where energy goes, money follows. So if people are spending energy on something,
Yeah.
like, 3D printing. There's a lot of people spending energy on that. Like you could design 3D if you're into that and then sell the plans.
3D models and sell the plans.
If I had to start ground zero, like if I really lost a job or had an abundance of time, the repackaging of stuff.
Yes.
Like, for example, those light fixtures that you can get here for $5.
Yes.
Right? You could have with Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace, you build in the shipping, you could be reshipping those all around Canada. And still be, even if you're just like, man, I only make $20 a light, but you're moving 10 lights a day.
Yeah.
Right? So you make one trip to the post
Even
store.
10 lights a week. That's $200 a week. That's $800 a month.
Like people are like, oh, and the tricky thing is you have to make sure you get a good buy, right? Because not just in a dollar sense, but in the quality, right? But people sell a product and then they fold that company and repackage a new company. So you could be a seller on some of these platforms as like 1, 2, 3 lighting, and you sell them, it goes good. Maybe the next week you're selling water bottles. Right, you close down that company and open 1, 2, 3 water bottles, and take these things that are 90 cents and sell them for $10, and why it's the greatest water bottle ever made, and all these things. I would be super keen on that. And I've mentioned this about clothing too.
Yeah, right? I think that's a smart one because when you look and you say, okay, well the market's blowing up, real estate's going crazy. What's everyone bitching about? They can't get the supplies that they need, and everyone's looking for a cheaper option, and things continue to go crazier and crazier. So there's an option to do something like that. Even within the car market. The car market's crazy, so that's why you can make money on those. So looking at some of the markets that are crazy and you say, well, I might be priced out of owning the entire home or being a part of that, or I'm not interested in that. But there's always something subsidiary that's also benefiting from the fact that it's going nuts. Like you said, you can set them up. Now, if you're pretty clever and a little bit of tech savviness, you can set it up where you don't ever have to own any of this stuff. You can literally, like they have pre-built websites. You can just put your product, drop it on, it already links it. It ships it straight to them. You can pick all your branding, images, photos, and do your market promotion and never actually touch any of the products. And just have it go straight to them. And you're picking them up for $5 off Alibaba. You're paying the middleman $2, and you're selling them off for $30.
Yeah. And for artists out there, there's a lot of platforms as well. I mean, Etsy kind of was a game changer for artists to sell their stuff direct.
Yeah.
But there's all of these platforms now where all they do is print anything. Shirts, T-shirts, V-necks, pants, stickers, pens, whatever. And you can be a provider on there where you just provide the artwork.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, they're not checking licensing.
No.
Right?
No.
So you can be putting virtually anything on there.
You see it anytime something funny happens in the news or there's a meme, within 25 minutes, I'm getting an ad for a T-shirt.
On Instagram, yeah.
I don't even know if people are doing it or if it's just like AI at this point can pull the meme, turn it into a T-shirt, and then try and sell it to me.
Yeah, and you have zero contact with it whatsoever, and there's no product storage. Like they do not print that shirt until someone orders the shirt. Boom, it's printed, it's gone, and you have nothing to do with it, but it's sold by so-and-so on the website because it's their design.
Even if you can sell 2 or 3, then you get a sick collection of shirts for yourself because you always got to order one for yourself.
Totally.
You have like 800 meme shirts.
Like, check out my swag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are the sort of things if I were genuinely, had a lot of time. But the smaller time thing is, finding something that you're interested in and trying to create a little lane out of that. Or, man, this, whatever you want to call it, upcycling, reselling, I think that's underrated, man. Underrated. Because everyone wants so much stuff and we all have so much stuff.
Thanks for watching that clip from Master Keys Podcast. Check out that full episode here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share our podcast.
When I was broke, I had rich habits. When I was broke, I had rich habits.